Kyrie Irving. He has come back. For those who've not followed this closely, he will return and play in only the road games for the foreseeable future. Stephen A. Smith, what is your feeling about that?
I think it was an egregious mistake on the part of the Brooklyn Nets. I think they come across as very weak and pathetic in this regard, because this is not a team that's battling for the 7th or 8th slot in the NBA playoffs. They're the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference right now. And the fact of the matter is, you've done all of this without Kyrie Irving. And you initially took the position that, hey, you know what? You're all in or you're all out. And now you've changed course. And you've ended up capitulating to a dude that, in my opinion, finds every excuse to get off from work. It's not that he doesn't work hard, not that he's not in shape or conditioning or anything like that, but he is really, really addicted to doing things his way. And the fact that you capitulated to that makes absolutely no sense to me. It makes you look pathetic and weak, and that's really what comes to my mind when I think about the Brooklyn Nets in regards to this decision.
Yeah, it is certainly bordering on unprecedented. Jalen, I guess the question is, will it work? The Nets came into this season, if they were going to have the entire group together, as a prohibitive favorite to win, I think, the Eastern Conference and maybe the championship. Now, if they have 2.5 of their superstars, what are they?
Oh, it's definitely going to work. And Stephen A. said why. They're already the #1 seed without Kyrie Irving participating. Now you get Kyrie Irving back. It takes pressure off of KD, who's already playing at the MVP level. It ignites James Harden starting today on Christmas, when he knows both of those guys aren't out there. And he's had moments when he's been disinterested this year. And so Kyrie Irving does now make them my favorite to win the East if he's in uniform and only in road games.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with Stephen A. on this one. I don't know about pathetic and weak. It's somewhere between urgent and desperate. I'll give you even a little whiff of desperation. But I think Sean Marks is looking at this team and thinking, okay, we got KD playing this many minutes now. We got James Harden, who's not going to just get back to the 6-week stretch on his own that we saw last year. What can we do right now, other than making some deal which will cost us down the line, a deal we're unsure of? We can bring back Kyrie for the games that we have him, for the games that he is available. So might I say it's a little desperate? Yeah. But maybe the Nets are looking at this and looking at the Eastern Conference, an improved Eastern Conference over last year, and saying this is the move we need to make.
Well, you know what? I think the Brooklyn Nets are just making a power move, and here's why. When you're trying to win a championship, we all know that role players play better where? At home. So you can expect Patty Mills to step up at home. You can expect Joe Harris, if he comes back healthy, to show up at home. Blake Griffin and all those young cats. On the road, you need your superstars. On the road in the playoffs, when the atmosphere gets tough and the fans get to going, your superstars are the ones that take you home. So Kyrie playing on the road helps them, and then all of a sudden you still have KD and James Harden, and you get those role players to play better at home with that home fan base. It's great.
Well, look, I know Stephen A. doesn't need any backup, but I'm going to give him some anyway on this thing, Stephen A. I'm completely on your side. But now we're actually living in a world where the Nets would prefer to play Game 7 of a playoff series on the road. I get that these are unprecedented circumstances and they call for unusual matters or unusual measures, but this strikes me as just beyond even that. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, a couple of things. Number one, nobody is debating that Kyrie is an upgrade. Let's get that out the way first. The brother is a superstar. He's box office. And obviously when he's on the ball, when he's on the court with those ball handling skills, his ability to make baskets, he just is a significant upgrade. We all get that. But here's where I'm going to challenge Big Perk, Michael Wilbon, and Jalen Rose. A few weeks ago, or months ago actually, when the Brooklyn Nets announced that we're not capitulating to Kyrie Irving, you either all in or you all out. Who disagreed with that decision? None of us. I'll answer it for you. None of us. So what's the difference now? I mean, the fact of the matter is, I understand it's Christmas Day. I understand.
What changed? A lot changed.
I'm sorry.
A lot. You said what changed?
What do you mean what a lot changed? What changed?
Brooklyn is not as the Brooklyn's had their butts beat at home by the Bulls, by the Suns. They look at that team differently now, Stephen A. This is not November 1st.
Yeah, but Stephen A., here's the thing. We all know superstars get treated differently, right? And I had to rethink things and revisit things. And I was a role player, and that's okay. I wouldn't have probably had this same opportunity or same privilege that a Kyrie Irving gets. But we have to remember, Kyrie Irving is a superstar type talent that's getting paid big bucks. And so if anybody could move the needle and do this type of thing, it's Kyrie Irving.
I will state the obvious here, Jalen, that is that Kyrie will not be able to do anything about them getting their butts beat at home, besides perhaps providing a different level of moral support, because he's not playing
I just told you role players play better at home.
I understand that, but Michael brought up that they got their butts beat at home by a bunch of good teams.
But also the elephant in the room is you're still paying him 50% of his salary not to play.
It's a bad look.
So if your team is depleted and you're seeing guys like Joe Johnson, Isaiah Thomas getting signed back into the league, and you can bring Kyrie Irving back on your team.
No question.
You do it. That's what changed. The circumstances.
Real quickly, you can win a game on the road early in the series. It doesn't have to be game 7. You can win a game on the road early that allows you not to play an additional road game. Look, the Nets have got to be better than they have been. And I don't care if it's home or road. If you put Kyrie out there, you want to get some production, which saves you some games. And by the way, saves you some wear and tear on some of those older players right away.
Let me give Stephen A. the final word. Take it away, Steve.
But bottom line is I'm going to reiterate my comments because, as I said earlier, none of y'all disagreed with the position the Brooklyn Nets originally took. That's number one. Certainly, they're changing course now. The point is, we've talked about culture. I've heard Wilbon talk about culture for years. I've heard KP talk about culture for years. I've heard Jalen Rose talk about culture for years. But all of a sudden, we ain't going to talk about that now. Why? Because it's Christmas? Is that what we doing?
No, because he got the buy-in
we in the
of the
given
best
spirit,
player.
and we just going to say, hey?
No, because KD is going to co-sign it. That's what gets you that's what gets you to buy in. When the best player is cool with it. Because if he wasn't cool with it, it wouldn't be happening.
He was always cool. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.